Hello everyone, Josh here with Anime Impact, bringing you guys some more YGOPRO dueling deck test videos. Sorry about that. As you know, the new URL has appeared in the app. We can now take a look at the Power of Bravery official page, as Konami has been doing, and for all the recent boxes we've been given, putting us a nice little web page. So, if you have not seen the leaks, my goodness, I can't talk today, guys. If you have not seen the leaks and you want to know what the new mini box is, this is what it is. Everybody should know now. If you've logged into the game at least once, you should have seen the news. So there is some new archetypes or some pre-existing archetypes that are getting new support from this mini box. And we're going to be diving in and testing and seeing just how good some of these cards can be. That way, a lot of you can get an idea, should you invest into this box or not. Now, a lot of you know by now that Amazonas and Furhard's going to be taking a hit. I know a lot of you free-to-players are very worried about that. But let me say a few things here that may ease your mind. The Ubel deck is not very hard to build. It's pretty free-to-play friendly, especially if you've been playing for a while. It doesn't really require too many box set cards, at least box set cards that are hard to get. You also don't need to worry because you can still make a budget build Blue Eyes deck if you go into the EX box for the 1,000 gems one time. So there's also that opportunity. There's also going to be possibly Morphtronics. That'll be up for you guys to decide after you see today's video, which of course will be covering Morphtronics. And, maybe even Glad Beast or some other decks may make a return. Spellbooks will definitely make a return. Unfortunately, they are not going to be free-to-play friendly because you do have to go in to the EX box at least 2 to 3 times, and it's completely a paywall. So unfortunately, that deck will be off the table. But like I said, the other decks are definitely a real possibility. Might even see some new stall decks or some other decks just come out of the woodwork. You never know, because post-nerfs are definitely going to be doing a big shakeup in the meta. But with all that said, today we're talking about Morphtronics. So this is going to be a new mini box. Of course, you guys know the new mini boxes are 100 packs now. Unfortunately, instead of 80. Rip. But the only UR you're going to need for this deck is Power Tool Dragon, and you only need him as a 1-of. You only need to get him at a 1. You really need to run 2 in the deck, but you can run the Leo skill to compensate for the second copy, which will also give you 2 free tuners. Your deck will be over 20 cards, but that's fine. The deck we're showcasing today is actually running 25 cards, and it still seemed to do pretty well. I would really like to cut it down to 20, but I didn't have enough time, so I kind of just left it at 25 and got a good idea of how it's going to be played, which you guys will see today. So anyways, so some of the new cards we got for Morphtronics to try and make the deck viable is Morphtronics Celfon. We also got Power Tool Dragon, of course. Where else we got here? We got Scopen as well. Morphtronic. Man, I can't talk today. Morphtronic Scopen. Like I said, we already said Celfon. We got a really good card. Morphtronic Accelerator. You really need to run 3 of this. This card is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So you got that. You can also just run Morphtronic Remoten on your own. But if you run this and you use Leo's skill, you may not need to run Remoten at all because you're going to get 2 from his skill alone, which is fine. And then you'll get your free Power Tool Dragon in your extra deck. So if you pull at least 1 Power Tool in the box, which it's a mini box, so keep that in mind. It's a lot smaller than a main box. You only need to pull 1 and then use Leo's skill in your set. But if you're going into this box hard and you're not going to want to run Leo's skill, then you don't use Remoten at all. You would probably instead run 3 Scopen, and that's it. That'd be your only tuner, and then you'd pick up at least 2 power tools in your set. And then Morphtronic Accelerator you're going to need 3 of and all that good stuff. But the good thing about this deck is you don't need any URs from a box except for at least 1 Power Tool Dragon. Because like I said, you can compensate your second copy if you use Leo's skill. Otherwise, if you're going into a box hard, it doesn't matter. But again, it's only a mini box. So let's jump on over here to YGOPRO. Show you guys my quick deck list that I threw together for you guys to take a quick gander. Now, and I also want to give a big shout out and thanks to Ratchet again for helping me do some of these deck build, but the dual replays in YGOPRO. He was playing, I think he was playing Ubel, Blue Eyes, and Vampires. Unfortunately, a couple of our replays we could not fulfill then because we were having connection difficulties, technical issues, because we were running this on lane connection. I think he was having connection problems on his end, and I was the host, so we got disconnected a few times. So we didn't get all the replays that we wanted to, but we got enough to kind of showcase what the deck can do nonetheless. So first off, we are running 3 of the new Morphtronics Slingin that we will be picking up. What this bad boy does is he's a 4-star monster effect machine wind. He's got 1200 attack, 800 defense. While in attack position, once per turn, you contribute 1 Morphtronic monster, except Morphtronic Slingin, to destroy 1 card on the field. That's not 1 monster. That's not 1 face-up monster or face-down. That's just 1 card on the field. That can even be your own field for whatever reason you'd want to do that. While in defense position, if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy another Morphtronic monster you control instead. So, there you go. That is what he does. Now, we are running 2 copies of Morphtronic Radeon. He is another 4-star machine light attribute, 1000 attack and defense. While in attack position, this card gains 800 attack for each equipped card equipped to it. So he can get pretty high attack-wise. While in defense position, this card gains 800 defense for each equipped card equipped to it. So he can become a tank. He can become an offensive threat. All right. We're running 3 copies of Morphtronic Radeon as well, which will be another new card that we're getting from the new mini box, another rare. He's a monster effect, of course, Thunder and Light. Now, keep that in mind. He is Thunder. We are running 2 Pulse Mines. Of course, in a TCG, it's called Pulse Bomb. But, or OCG, rather, maybe. Whatever. Censorship. But anyway, so keep that in mind. He's a Thunder, not a machine. So if you only have him on the field, you're not going to be able to use your Pulse Mine. But the idea, the gimmick of this deck is not really to rely on keeping the Morphtronics on the field for long, because you're trying to bring out the big boy Power Tool Dragon. But anyways, so Radeon, while in attack position, Morphtronic monsters you control gain 800 attack. So all your Morphtronic monsters on the field will get that boost, unlike Radeon. So Radeon definitely got a better effect in terms of that. While in defense position, Morphtronic monsters you control gain 1000 defense. So he gives an even bigger boost defensively as well, allowing your monsters to be somewhat a little bit tanky. So very cool card there. Radeon is definitely a must 3 of, I feel, in your deck. He's probably one of the better Morphtronics for what he does. For offensively and defensively, just a really, really, really good card. Now, the heart and soul of this deck, the card that you need 3 of, in my opinion, to really make this work the way you want it to work, especially consistently, is Morphtronic Scopen. 3-star light attribute, 800 attack, 1400 defense, but we don't really care about the stats. His effect is where he's so clutch. While in attack position, once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 Morphtronic monster from your hand, destroy it during the end phase. Of course, we're going to do that. We'll have 7 stars on the field between the 2, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, and boom, we pop out Power Tool Dragon, allowing us to do that on a single turn. Very easy for Swarm Potential to be able to set that play up. Very powerful combo indeed. While in defense position, let's see. While in defense position, while this card is in face-up defense position, it is a level 4. Now, if you can ever get this guy somehow in a setup in level 4, and then you get another level 4, you can actually bring out Stardust Dragon. So you can actually run Stardust in this deck. It's not going to really be your win con or going to be really your consistent synchro summon. But if the situation ever presents itself and you feel that maybe pulling out a Stardust would be a little bit more important than Power Tool, you can do that in this deck. So you can theoretically run 2 Stardust with your 3 Power Tool if you want, or you can run 2 and 3, you know, whatever combination you feel comfortable with, that's fine. You'll be able to pull that off. So yes, you can run 2 different Ace Dragons in this deck if you really want to, currently in Duel Links when this box drops on Monday. So Scopen, very powerful. Now, we got Morphtronic Celfon. We're running only 2 of these. 100 attack and defense. While in attack position, once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die. Reveal cards from top of your deck equal to the roll and special summon 1 level 4 or lower Morphtronic monster from among them. Ignoring the summoning conditions, shuffle the rest into the deck. Now, this can combo with almost all of your Morphtronic monsters in the game right now. Very cool card, very powerful. It is a bit RNG based, but luckily, if you're running a 20-card deck and you're running mostly Morphtronics with just a few of your your equipped spells and your accelerators, you should be able to get that card's effect off positively for the most part, I would say. He's interchangeable, so you can kind of take him out, throw something else in if you really want to, if that's not something that is important to you. But it still helps you mill the deck and kind of get the cards you may need to get to, especially in a clutch situation. So we threw 2 in there. Like I said, that could be a card that you might want to take out. You don't exactly need it, but still cool. Now, Morphtronic Accelerator. Return 1 Morphtronic monster from your hand to the deck, destroy 1 card on the field, and draw 1 card. Busted. This card must have 3 if you want to run Morphtronics competitively. This card is a killer. This card is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Imagine if this card was a quick play. Oh my god. Thankfully it's not. So, wow, that card would be so tilty. But anyway, so this card is very powerful. You can destroy any card on the field. You get to draw a card. You put a card back in the back in the deck. And so if you got a card in your hand that's not really usable right now, one of your Morphtronic monsters that you may not want, well, it's like kind of getting a free switcheroo off in a way. Kind of send that back, get another card out, and hopefully it's a card that you do need. So very cool, while still destroying a card on the field, by the way. Very powerful. Now, probably the most broken card that no one's talking about in the deck is Double Tool C&D, the equip spell, sorry, that Power Tool Dragon can actually pull out of your deck. Disgusting is the only word I can think of for it. Cancer, maybe. Equip only to a Power Tool Dragon or level 4 or higher machine type Morphtronic monster. So that will not work with Radeon, so keep that in mind. While equipped, during your turn, it gains 1,000 attack. If it attacks, any effects of the attack target that activated or apply on the field are negated during the battle phase. So, if you were playing against a Duel, and you activate, and you have Double Tool C&D equipped to one of your monsters, and you attack Duel is screwed. Duel cannot use her or its inherent effect or activation effect during the battle phase at all, which means they will take battle damage, which means they will be destroyed. You literally can steamroll right through Duel. Right through it. No problem. No difficulty. So you better have those Kuribohs in your hand, because otherwise you're Duel and you play against a Morphtronic deck, you're not safe. You're probably going to get ran over and be humiliated and decimated and feel utterly just dissatisfied with yourself and what happened. You're probably going to be at a loss for words, because it will happen. It will happen. Another cool thing it does is your opponent cannot select a monster other than the equipped monster as an attack target. An opponent's monster that battles the equipped monster is destroyed at the end of the damage step. So again, that plays around Duel. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, especially when you have it equipped to a Power Tool, because then Power Tool can even save itself from destruction by discarding basically the equip card. So very, very powerful combo. Disgusting. And Power Tool can search that out, by the way. So yeah. Now we threw in 3 Mage Power because I feel like Mage Power is another equipped spell, and I feel like if you're gonna run Morphtronics, you need to run at least 5 to 6 equipped spells. Definitely need to run 3 double tool C&D. That card is just wow. With this deck, wow. But yeah, so Mage Power is another one that I thought to maybe add to there, because it's an equipped spell, but it not only boosts your attack, it also boosts your defense, and it's also searchable by Power Tool Dragon. And while equipped with any other back row, especially if you have C&D already equipped, that's an OTK, a very powerful OTK, which you guys will see in today's video. Now we threw in 1 Morphtronic map. You know, because if your opponent puts any monsters in attack or defense, it still gives me my counters, which boost up all my Morphtronic monsters. And if cards like Radeon and Videon are already boosting themselves and other monsters, you can really have a field of extremely strong and powerful Morphtronics, even though their base stats are pretty low. They can get pretty high. So that was just kind of thrown in. And then, of course, we're running 2 Pulse Mines for the protection against OTK, especially if you're playing against Blue Eyes. Very, very cool. So let's go ahead and see the deck in action. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck build profile. Again, you guys could probably try to make better deck builds. This was just a quick thrown together idea. Plus, we'll be able to use skills and stuff like that inside of Duel Links. But anyways, let's go into the replay. So I believe we have a few from today. Let's see, today's the 19th, so we have 3 replays. Now, I didn't get the Vampire replay save because we got disconnected, but for the most part, I feel like this deck's biggest weakness might be either the possible Spirit Banish, if they're able to get those plays off before you're able to get your Power Tool out with your C&Ds and stuff like that and really push them behind. But that deck does have one liability of possibly bricking, so you do kind of have a good 50-50 shot at taking out Blue Eyes. I feel like this deck is very powerful against Yubel. Probably more like a 60-40, 70-30 win percentage against that deck. I feel like this deck can do pretty well against Spellbooks, probably a 50-50 around that line as well, depending on how quick they get silent out, and if you can play around Fate. And I think for another possible meta matchup with Vampires, I feel like this deck could be very strong. You can get rid of their Kingdom pretty quickly. And, yeah, I think your only weakness would probably be Vampire giving you the good suck. So, other than that, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. I'm very pleasantly surprised with this deck. But let's load up the first replay here. All right. So as you can see here, he's playing Yubel. Ratchet is playing Yubel. He's got a Treasure Chapel, which is just a problem for any deck. I'm not going to say that that is not a problem, because it is. It's always going to be a problem for a lot of decks until they just finally decide to ban it, which they should have done. But so he's got a Karibo, he's got a Yubel, he's got a Treasure Chapel, and he's got a Fire King Avatar Yaxia. So he can just set that, and then he'll be able to get his Yubel play off. I started with a Morphtronic Celfon, Mage Power, Morphtronic Scopen, and a Morphtronic Accelerator. So let's go ahead and play this out. Let's swap this too, by the way, back to our side. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, he set the Treasure Chapel and the Yaxia, which makes perfect sense. Let's go ahead and play this out. We're going to draw. Now, we picked up a second Accelerator. Now, what you can do is you can pop both these cards on the field. You can just pop them both, because this is not a one-turn restriction. Accelerator can be used all 3 times in one turn, as long as you have a Morphtronic in your hand to keep sending back to the deck and then keep it going. It's very, very disgusting and powerful spell card. So as you can see here, I made the initial mistake. I misplayed here. I still won this duel, spoiler alert, but I misplayed hard. And why did I misplay? I should have played Accelerators first before I played Celfon. I got a little bit greedy here because remember, I didn't know that he had Trap Hole yet. I did not know. I should have known what the deck he was playing. That was my fault. I misplayed here. I should have just ran the 2 Accelerators first, but I did not know when I first told him that it was treacherous, and I played right into it like I shouldn't have. But anyways, let's keep going. So he's gonna play it, and then he's gonna bring out Yubel. So he brought out Yubel. Yubel is now in Incarnate. As you guys know what Incarnate can do, he's blowing up the field, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and play Accelerator by sending one of our Morphtronic monsters in our hand back to the deck. That card comes back. Now we have Radeon in our hand with Accelerator in our hand. We can pop Accelerator now. And that'll make him bring out Nightmare. And then we ended our turn, because we know that he's not going to be able to OTK. He's going to go ahead and hit us with a Yaxia. He had to sack off his Karibo to do that, though. But now, check this out. Boom. Scopen into our Sing, and then we're going to grab Power Tool. He's going to grab and search out C&D. Mage Power. We're up to 4,300 attack now, and we can run over everything. So he top-decked a Fire King Island. But here's the thing. Even if he top-decked a Yubel, he would have had to have top-decked a Yubel no matter what. But it would not have mattered because we would have been, I believe, protected. Because I believe this is... Yeah. So, if I would have discarded one of my equipped spells, which it could be... I believe, just discard Mage Power. My Power Tool would still have survived. And since I have C&D equipped, I could run right into his Yubel and do over 3,000 damage. And he would have been beaten anyway. So really, he had no way to win right now. Even if he top-decked a Karibo, that just would have bought him a turn. But he had no way of winning this duel at this point. He was pretty much screwed. So the power of Power Tool Dragon with C&D is absolutely disgusting. He He had no way of winning at that point. And you're going to see this Yubel deck a lot, by the way, guys. A lot. And look, we're going to search for another one. We could search for one every turn as long as we have 3 in the deck. That's why I recommend running 5 to 6 equip spells. Very disgusting. So you guys can kind of see that there. Then we have another replay. Some of these replays are pretty quick, which is good because we've already explained a lot about the deck. So, all right. So our opponent has a Dragon Spirit of White, and he has a Protector with Eyes of Blue with a Mausoleum of White in his hand. Mausoleum of White is really good to combo with Paladin if you're running Paladin Felgran. In our starting hand, if we swap here, we started with a Double Tool C&D, Morphtronic Videon, and a Morphtronic Radeon with a Accelerator. So you guys can only assume what's going to happen there. So we're going to play this out. He's going to go ahead, and since Spirit cannot be used to bring out Azure, he had to bring out Giga. And Giga goes to 3,100 attack with 3,000 defense. A very formidable opponent. A very powerful monster to try and get around just by the stats alone, right? Well, watch this. So we're going to go ahead, and we're going to use Accelerator. And look at this. Look what we top decked. We got a Scopen off the Accelerator, which will now allow us to bring out Radeon, which will now allow us to go into our Power Tool Dragon, which will now allow us to equip Double Tool C&D, Mage Power, and whatever other equip that we bring out. Even if he had a Silver's Cry instead of Mausoleum of White and brought his White Dragon of Spirit to the field and banished one of our back row equips, he still would have been completely and absolutely obliterated. Even if he had Azure Eyes right now, it really wouldn't have mattered too much because we still would have had enough damage potential to get around it, which just is disgusting to think about. So anyways, let's go ahead and play this out. All right, there we go. Power Tool is going to go ahead and search. Boom, we're going to grab our C&D, and look at that, 5,800 attack on our turn 1. Disgusting OTK potential. Absolutely disgusting. All right, let's go ahead and load our final replay. All right, now let's pause this one up. Now, as you can see, Ratchet bricked hard. And this is a realistic issue that you can find yourself in with the Blue Eyes deck. Now, if you are running the what is it? Having a brain fart. The Arcana skill. You can, with Cosmo Brain, then you can, of course, have a guaranteed 3,100 attack monster in the field. But that would still, even if he had one in there and had one less of these Blue Eyes, there's still not too much he could have done because Blue Eyes does still have the tendency of bricking no matter what. It's just a brick deck no matter what. It's very powerful if you have the combos, but it can still brick sometimes. Even though it's going to be a new top tier deck, of course, it can still have the tendency to brick. Now, for us, and again, remember, we're running a 25-card version. If we cut this down to 20, oh my god, with a skill to boot. So if we go over to our hand, we now started with Radeon, a Videon, and a Double Tool C&D. So we're going to go ahead and play this out. Now, remember, he can't do anything because he bricked. And now, look. So we top decked another Scopen. Scopen's going to go into any of our 4 stars. It does not matter. We already have a Double Tool C&D and then one of our equipped spells. And it does not matter what equipped spell card that we pull out of our deck. It does not matter because it's going to be enough to give us an OTK. So I just wanted to show this replay, even though this isn't a special replay. It just goes to show, if you're playing against a Morphtronic player, you better not brick. You better hope you have a Creebo in your hand if you're running a deck that does have brick tendencies, or you better hope you have something on the field to stop because this deck can OTK you like that. And you better watch out because it's going to be a real thing. Watch this. I'm just going to go ahead and let this play out. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Grab an equip spell. Does not matter which one. Boom, boom. 4,300 attack. Done. Done. Emergency nerf on Double Tool C&D. Are we going to need an emergency nerf on Double Tool C&D? So you guys can see the OTK potential with this deck, how powerful it is. It's a very aggro deck build that I made. I didn't make more of a defensive build. I made more of the aggro build. And like I said, you can play around with the deck build, switch it up a little bit. And my goodness, I cannot talk today for this to save my life. But anyways, so that is my Morphtronics showcase using Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, using the Duel Links format. Hopefully you guys enjoy that, and these are the cards that we're going to be getting on Monday, along with the cards we already have in game. This is just a little example of what Morphtronics can actually do, you know, maybe post-nerf in the meta. So we're going to see. Are you guys pretty excited about the deck? Is it a little bit more powerful than you originally thought? Do you guys got some spicy ideas as tech-ins for the deck to make it even more optimal than what I showcased today? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys all enjoyed this. And by the way, this video, I made a video like this for Blue Eyes, and I did not expect how popular that video got, and because of that, it makes me want to make more and more of these videos. So I'm very excited to keep doing these. I actually have a poll going on in my community section of the channel. If you go to my homepage on Anime Impact and go to the top tab called Community, I actually have a poll going on until the end of Saturday for what Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro deck you'd like to see feature next. Which would be Dark Magician or Red Eyes. And what I mean by that, we're going to be showcasing how powerful the deck could get in a reasonable manner with some cards that Konami could add later down the road. So, could be a cool video to watch there. But anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and I want 100 likes for today's video. That's what I'm hoping to get. The last time I did a video like this, I said 50, and you guys blew me away with over 170 likes. So let's try and push this one to another 100. So let's see if we can get it. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Subscribe if you're new. As always, join us in the Discord below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.